Yeah, Virgo, Healing Grasshopper here to do your last week in July reading, the 24th to the 31st. Okay. Feels like strong Virgo energy already. You've got the Three of Pentacles, which talks about your worth, your value, in whatever it is that you are skilled at. Um, It's something that you're confident in, you know you do well, and others recognize that you do well too. And Nine of Cups, it has bought you a level of emotional fulfillment, but more like this feels more like pride, but a good pride, not toxic pride. You're good at what you do, you're proud of yourself as you should be. Well, Virgo, all right now, let's go with the Pentacles. Not reversed. We have got 10 of Pentacles. Okay? So every earth sign loves to see Pentacles come out, especially the 10 of Pentacles is our favorite card. I am also earth sign. I am a Capricorn sun, and, you know, it makes my heart leap every time I see this card. Um, you know, this is uh, just the achievement of all the material comforts. Um, but also it talks about, it talks about financial stability, but it also talks about um, friendship and, emotional support as well. And being able to share your wealth with others, Virgo. This is what every Virgo in their heart of hearts strives towards, and people will call Virgo all sorts of names, you know, like a pain in the butt, a micromanager, that kind of thing. But all Virgo is trying to do is work towards material success so that at some point they don't have to be that micromanager, go, go, goer all the time. Um, you've got the Nine of Swords. Of course, Virgo never stops thinking, overthinking, worrying, anxiety, you know. There's always something that's on Virgo's minds. Um, and Virgo, you guys can overthink things, but your thoughts are never like frivolous or ridiculous. There's always something real behind the thoughts. It's just the way you approach things. Sometimes, Virgo, you can needlessly make yourself, you know, sick to death, just so worried about something that you have no control over. You can't have control over everything. So, what are we getting at here? Virgo, you guys have been working on something for quite a long time and have had expectations. And for a long time, you have been questioning yourself about whether you are going to get there or not. And that is a question every single sign has been asking themselves for the past 20 years with Pluto and Capricorn, which I talk about a lot, was a terrible energy of Pluto constantly knocking our sandcastles down. You guys have heard me say this before. We build this beautiful sandcastle, and here comes Pluto, the bully, just knocks it down, ha ha ha, and walks away. And you're like, hey, I was building that. And that's just the way it felt like whatever you tried to accomplish just somehow fell apart. But Virgo, you're not the only one, and that, unaccommodating energy is waning now. And, you know, the wind is starting to fill all of our sails now, and things are starting to move in our direction. And that's what this is talking about here. That the work that you do is not in vain. And, part of it, in my opinion anyway, I don't think anyone has it all figured out, but especially not a Capricorn, because, we have a lot of the same problems, Virgo. We get put through a whole lot, and it's like what I was uh, starting to say before was the test of faith that we're constantly put through. We are expected to work, work, work all the time. And, we don't always feel supported by spirit. Things are rough and things fall apart, and we take a step and things crumble below our feet. And, like I said, we can't get anywhere, but that journey makes us stronger. You know, Virgo, when we're going through it, we complain and we curse and, you know, we even blame ourselves, like question ourselves, like, am I doing this right? And, yeah, we are exactly where we're supposed to be. We're doing exactly what we're supposed to do. And yeah, things aren't going our way, but we have to remind ourselves through each step that things are for the greater good. And here I am preaching at you, Virgo, like I've got it all figured out. I got news for you. I really don't have it all figured out. That's something that I have to remind myself of. I promise you, Virgo, every single day of my life, especially earth signs. But what am I rambling on about? That there's a very, very strong energy here. We have not even gotten all the cards out yet. And I feel this energy. I understand this energy. I relate to this energy. I know how you feel, Virgo. But you know what? Let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll put up a poll too. Yeah. Um, I'm wondering how the earth signs especially are feeling um in this current changing energy. Are you starting to feel the energy change in your favor, or do you feel the same way you've been feeling for the past 20 years that nothing is going right for you? And the reason why I'm questioning this is because, I've been very schizophrenic about it lately. Like one second I'm up and the next second I'm down, like everything falls apart. I guess that would be manic, not schizophrenic. Um, I don't seem to be able to get a foothold on, my confidence in my movement forward. But I'm talking about that because of this nine of swords here, Virgo, where you feel this is all about worry. This is about worry and anxiety and just the doubting yourself and, all sorts of things that we should try our best not to do because this is an energy that will drag us down. But anyway, I'm very verbose today. It's an interesting energy I'm brewing right now with you. But the reason why I'm talking so much, Virgo, is because you really, really I have to, oh, and I was talking about the poles too, right? I'm really wondering how you feel because there is an energy that is, this is not, this is not like a spontaneous new energy that just came up this week. This is an energy that has been brewing over a long period of time. You know, you don't get to the Three of Pentacles overnight. This is someone who has, gone through years and years of accumulating skills and expertise. And he's now at the top of his game. And he's enjoying the, the spoils of his labors and of his labor. And then you have here really luxuriating in it and sharing it with others. So, my question is here to you, Virgo. Are you feeling at least the onset of this, or are you still feeling like this? Like, oh my gosh, it's never going to happen. What am I going to do? I've done everything that I can do. Queen of Swords, not reversed. Okay. So, Queen of Swords in the middle of your reading here, very important. This is a focus on cutting out that which does not serve you. This is quite literally the cut the bullshit card. Okay? And it's next to the Nine of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is here to support you here. This very supportive energy where Spirit is like, listen, there are some thoughts, some self-limiting beliefs, and some very unkind things that you're saying to yourself. You see? Okay. All of these are ours? No. Ten of Swords, though. Any others? None of the others. Okay. Okay. Listen, I don't, I can't think of a clearer message in three cards than these three cards are putting out. What this is clearly saying here is that you have thoughts here that are an illusion, right? Um, and the Queen of Swords here facing the Ten of Swords is like, stop this stinking thinking already. It's over. What did we just say before about the past 20 years Pluto in Capricorn? It is over. Pluto has been in Aquarius since November, which does not, and I'm not saying like it's late already. What's wrong with you? That's not what I'm saying. This is an energy that's going to gradually blossom. But that's a very good analogy, though, too, because you've seen those, I don't know what those, fast forward films of like roses blooming. It'll take like 24 hours and you watch it in like 60 seconds where the rose is blooming, right? It's definitely blooming, but as you're staring at the rose in real time, you don't see it. You can't see it blooming. That's what this is. All of this. That, you're over here like, oh my God, is the rose going to bloom? I don't know if it's going to bloom. It's not doing anything. It's still closed. It's not blooming. It's going to die. Everything's terrible. The world is ending. When it is blooming, you just have to have patience. And you've got to stop that thinking. Because, okay, let's get the three of them. I'm feeling very preachy now. I don't like it. I don't like to preach at you guys. But what I'm trying to do, Virgo, is support you here because I know this energy very well, like I told you. I am talking myself through this all day. I have my pendulum going with my spirit guides all the time. Four of Pentacles under the Nine of Swords. Very Virgo. Under the Three of Pentacles, right? You've got Virgo, who is a badass, knows what he's doing. He's very good at what he does. There are very few people that can do things better than he does, right? Virgo. But nevertheless, Virgo's like, oh, I'm not doing it right. Nothing's going well for me. It's that the world is ending. And then you've got Virgo down here, typical Virgo, Four of Pentacles, micromanaging and over controlling and, you know, holding on to things. And you know yourselves, Virgo. You guys can be, meticulous to a fault where you are getting in your own way. That's what this is. What else we got? We need three more spirit. Emperor. Yeah. The Emperor and the Empress um are like, don't forget that you're a badass. Don't forget who you are. Emperor. Very much like the Three of Pentacles. Is at the top of his game. He knows what he's doing. There is nothing that is presented to him that he can't handle. And he handles things with, impressively with grace and expertise and power and strength. That's you, Virgo. Ace of Pentacles. I'm so glad this Ace of Pentacles came out because this just corroborates what I was talking about the new energy, the supportive energy that we tend to not see. Again, especially earth signs, because things don't happen quickly for us, like Aries, you know. Aries is already off and running on their A game. Everything happens quickly for them. They jump on it, and not that everything goes perfectly for them, but at least they're feeling the energy of, yeah, it's time to go. We don't quite feel that yet. We are still climbing out of the swamp. And it's a steep climb for us to get the hell out of this swamp. But here's Ace of Pentacles here, which is the universe helping us get what we want. And now it's very important here, Virgo, that you understand that it's up to you whether to take this ace out of the universe, God's hand here. God is handing this to you. You have free will. But listen, the other thing is, nothing that is meant for you will ever pass you by. Okay? Because what I was about to say is, if you don't pick your head up here, you're never going to be able to see this pentacle that's being handed to you. But, there are some readers that it really annoys me. Um, there's one reader that I'm thinking of in particular that I don't listen to anymore. I used to listen to quite a bit. But there was something um, that this reader used to say all the time that used to make me mad. He used to say things, and I forgot. Was it the aces? There were a few cards that he would say that, oh, it was the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Yeah. He always used to say, like, get it now or it'll pass you by. You're going to miss it. That's not true. You're not going to miss anything. God will stand there patiently and hold that pentacle forever for you. You have just got to lift your head up. Okay? This feeling that you're holding yourself in, Virgo. And I know that's hard for you to grasp, but it's true, my loves. This energy of difficulty is over, I promise. It's time to roll up our sleeves now and really get to work. And Virgo's like, what are you talking about? I've been working. I'm always working. I know that's true. But we're talking about manifestation here. So if you're in this anxious and over, micromanaging type um energy, that it's very hard for you to see things that are, being handed to you. So all I'm saying is that there needs to be a little bit of an adjustment of your attitude and outlook for you to be able to manifest what is promised to you. Knight of Wands, not reversed. Okay. So, Knight of Wands in this reading talks about motivation. This is a question from Spirit. What is your motivation? I mean, really examine that. And once you really visualize that and latch onto that, let that lead you. Let that feed your emotion so that you have, enthusiasm and exuberance instead of anxiety and remorse and negative beliefs and all that kind of thing. This is just a change of perspective here. Hanged man, right? Page of Pentacles, not reversed. Okay? A page and a knight, very appropriate here. You have, um, motivation, but also you have a recognition of resources that are being presented to you. This pentacle is the same pentacle that the Ace of Pentacles is presenting here. And the page has picked up this pentacle and they're like, ooh, a pentacle. You know, what am I going to do with this pentacle? Well, make it grow, you know? So, what am I saying to say all of that? In this week, it seems like you are going to be able to, ooh, look at the Emperor over the Three of Pentacles, too. You are going to, things are going to happen this week where you are going to feel more like an emperor and less like a Nine of Swords, like, oh, I'm a loser. Nothing ever works for me. Why is my life crumbling? You know, you're not a loser, Virgo. You are an emperor. Okay. Two of Cups. I'm going to see what else we have before I address the Two of Cups. Okay, yes. And it's attached to the Ten of Pentacles, too. Okay. Virgo, here's the other thing that you've been dealing with. That it's not just material, pursuing material goods that's upsetting you. This is also your relationships that have been upsetting you. You know, people who you have not been on the same page with, not at all the same vibrational frequency at all, right? And that's frustrating and upsetting, disruptive in one's life, which is part of the reason why Queen of Swords is here. Nobody does well in toxic relationships, right? So, most earth signs, from the readings anyway, and what I've been observing with the collective energy, most earth signs, excuse me, have done a whole lot of work in their relationships where, they've awakened in certain situations where they're like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I've known this person for a long time, but yeah, it's time for you to go. You know, it's not getting any better. I don't want this in my life anymore. But for some of you, you may still be cleaning a house with your relationships. So once your relationship house is cleaned out, and you can spend a little bit of time on your own reacquainting yourself with yourself, you can start to prepare for your soul tribe, right? Because the Ten of Pentacles kind of talks about that. There's a very, aside from the Pentacles, there's this soul tribe like feeling here. Where this woman is greeting these two other people, and it's very harmonious and, you know, celebratory here. There's nothing toxic about this card. Nothing toxic about the Two of Cups either. These are two people on the same frequency, choosing each other, handing each other their cups, right? But under that, we've got toxicity here, and the Queen of Swords coming in to sweep it all out. So, Virgo, if you haven't fully cleaned out your figurative relationship house, let's get to it. And by the way, earth signs are the last ones to cut out relationships. We're not the type of person that will arbitrarily just, you know, just walk away from folks. There's, and we don't really get angry that easily either. It takes a whole lot to make us mad, and it surely takes a whole lot for us to walk away. But when we get it in our heads that we need to walk away, you will never see us again. We're finished. Once we decide, it's over, right? So I say all that to say that I get the feeling, Virgo, that you have been, there are some relationships that you have held on for a little too long, and you need to let go already because it's not getting better. And it's only holding you back on your path to abundance. Not everyone is meant to come with us in our ascension. So we've got the Three of Wands here, which is the waiting for my ships to come in card. But this is after work has been done, though. You know, you have chosen a course of action. You've been confident in your choice, and now you are have this expectation of an outcome. And there's no mistake that it's coming out here attached to the Nine of Swords, because this energy of doubt and anxiety needs to be, trumped by the Three of Wands. This is optimism and expectation here. So you see how the energy is starting to change here? Toxicity is starting to move down the drain here. Mm, Queen of Cups. Under the Two of Cups, sure. And attached to the Ten of Swords. This is just a bit of a warning to you, Virgo. And yeah, I don't worry about Virgos in this kind of situation. You guys know how to protect yourselves. You know, fool me once, shame on you type thing. But it's very rare that a Virgo lets someone fool them the second time, and certainly not the third, right? That's what Queen of Cups is talking about. This Queen of Cups is someone who has learned long ago to protect her heart and her desires, because it needs protecting, because there are some people out there who are super toxic, right? So this is just a reminder, Virgo, as you move forward. If the lid is off your chalice right now, don't forget to put that lid back on. That's all. And don't open it up until you are certain. And do that moving forward towards this Two of Cups, because it is out there for you. But, you need to proceed with caution. That's all. I need two more, please. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. So we've got the Five of Swords, which is you winning in the end. This is the haha, I won card. You lose card, to your opponents. And there are some times where I will tell you to disregard the two people in the back, that it's not about them, it's about you. I would say this is the full picture for you. I was telling someone this month or last month, somewhat recently, uh, it was almost the theme for their reading. Success is the best revenge. That's what this card is. Success is the best revenge. So, and look at how it's over the Queen of Swords. Once these people are cut by this Queen of Swords energy, they will regret it for the rest of their lives. But Virgo, you gave them plenty of chances. Ooh. Now, we're not going to focus on those people. We're focusing on you, Virgo. Look at your outcome here with the Ace of Pentacles. This is Ace of Pentacles, double down. This is God reminding you that He's not working against you. What you went through was difficult, but it was important for you to go through to prepare you for your next step. Life is not a bowl of cherries. Sorry about the cliches. But what's that other one? I never promised you a rose garden, right? Nobody has it perfect all the time. And God works in mysterious ways and all those. I can pull out all the cliches in the universe, right? But we go through things we don't know why. After we go through them, we do have some kind of sense of being better for it in the end, right? We learn about the things. Um, the Queen of Cups is an example of that, right? We learn how to protect ourselves. We are stronger after we uh, had toxic relationships. We know how to deal with them moving forward. We can smell a toxic person a mile away now where we couldn't before. That kind of thing, right? So it's like you have graduated into a new level, and here is the universe giving you a boost. And here is the Ten of Cups. Emotional triumph after the storm, after a difficult period, right? Because you've got these cups and a rainbow here. The rainbows come out oftentimes after a storm, after it's been raining. So you've gone through a difficult time, but there's a song from like the 30s or 40s. Happy days are here again. I hear, you know, I'm being very cliche and like corny in this in this reading, guys, and preachy, ay. But I feel like I get extra preachy too with the earth signs because it's kind of hard to kind of pull us out of the muck. It takes a little extra work. So I'm taking a little extra time for you, Virgo, because it's time to climb out of this nightmare bed that you're in. Open the curtains and see that, the storm is over. So, anyway, let's please um, let me know where you are in your end of Pluto and in Capricorn struggle is. Are you feeling that the energy is starting to lighten up on you, or do you still feel, the dark clouds, or are things totally clear and bright for you? I'm sure there are very few of you that feel like everything is like 10 of Pentacles already. But let me know. By the way, I answer every single comment. I love engaging with you guys. It's like Christmas morning when I see I have comments. Okay. So let me know. I'm going to start putting those polls out. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and beyond. Um, Also, I have everything in tidy playlists for you to find past videos or related videos. Um, so I would love it if you guys would um, watch my playlists and maybe when you're not even at your computer, have it run for a while, my playlist, because it really helps the channel. My channel could use a boost and some views, please. So if you feel so inclined to help me out, I would really appreciate it. Okay? Don't forget to click the notification bell too after you subscribe if you haven't already, so that you don't miss future videos. Okay? Things are looking up, Virgo. It's getting better. I'll speak to you soon. Love, light, and many blessings.